Welcome back for our weekly class in the Torah Portion. Today's Torah Portion is called Behar, and it literally means on the mountain. And that, of course, is from the very first verse that opens this portion. And God spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai, saying. And the main focus of this portion is the Jubilee. And that's what we're going to be talking about. I want to take a look at some of these verses and see what kind of insights we can gain about the Jubilee. But before we get to the Jubilee, we have an initial introduction about something that actually is a component of the Jubilee year, and that is the Shemitah year, the sabbatical year, where every 7 years the people of Israel are commanded to let the land lay fallow, do not work the land, and do not harvest the land. And then what the Jubilee year then is essentially after 7 sabbatical cycles, there is a 50th year, and that's the Jubilee. So let's first see what Scripture tells us about the Shemitah year, the sabbatical year. Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land which I shall give you, you shall then shall the land keep rest to God. 6 years you will sow your field, and 6 years you will prune your vineyard and gather in the increase thereof. But in the 7th year, in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of strict rest to the land, a Sabbath for God. You shall neither sow your field nor prune your vineyard. First, that which groweth of its own account of your harvest you shall not reap, neither gather the grapes of your vine undressed, for it is a year of strict rest to the land. And the Sabbath of the land shall be food for you and for your servants, and for your maidservants, and for your hired servants, and for the sojourner that sojourns with you, and for your beasts, for the animals that are in your land, shall all the increase thereof be food. What exactly is this sabbatical thing? First of all, it's very interesting. The word Shemitah in Hebrew, which is a unique word given for this sabbatical year, is not mentioned here in these verses. That is mentioned in other places. Here, instead, we keep referring and repeating words that have to do with Sabbath. Sabbath, which is also from the root for resting. We have the words Shaftah, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbaton. Every word here that refers to the land resting or laying fallow uses the word that comes from the root of Shabbat, which means rest. Now, just a couple of things to clarify what is going on here. Here we let the land rest. We do not plant, we do not prune, and we do not harvest. However, this is something that's very important. We do not let the fruits and the harvest, etc., rot. The idea here is that you do not harvest as you normally would to gather up a whole field at a time. What you are doing here is only harvesting or gathering the fruits of the vineyard or the harvest of the wheat or whatever. You're only gathering what you need for your food.
To watch this program in its entirety, go to www.glc.us.com or simply click the link below.